I've had more time to test these bags since my overview video I posted last month. I've carried them around locally as well as taking them on several trips and testing the 26+6 on a personal item only flight. I've already shown you the updated features on these two bags in previous videos, so here I want to focus on the differences between the smaller 26+6 expandable and the larger 35-liter carry-on sizes. As far as dimensions and capacity go, the 26+6 here on the top is the perfect size for a personal item carry-on. I tested it on Allegiant Air. It's a budget airline with an 18-14x8 size limit. I already knew this bag was going to work because I built a sizer box with the same dimensions. You can see it easily fits in here. However, testing it at the actual airport sizer box as well as it easily fitting under the seat confirmed to me that it works great as a personal item. I haven't had a chance yet to take the 35-liter version on a flight. However, the dimensions are going to be too large to work as a personal item, but it's well within the limits of most carry-ons and will fit in the overhead. I haven't done a capacity test for these bags with the packing peanuts, so I'll do that now with putting peanuts in here in the unexpanded, expanded mode and transferring it into my mark container so you can see what the actual volume is. So I actually just measured out 26 liters and poured it in here. And as you can see, I think it's fairly accurate. The bag is packed out fully, but it's not over or under packed. So now I'll pop out this expansion zipper and see if we can get that extra 6 liters in this pack. So I stuffed that full of peanuts. Seems like I got quite a bit in there. And just for reference, when you pack this thing out in the expanded mode, it's no longer going to fit in the 18-14x8 sizer box. All right, as you can see here, 30 liters, we're about 32, so pretty much spot on with the capacity. So I'll dump the peanuts into the 35 liter. They should fit in here plus another 3, so let's see how that goes. Just for reference, this is the 32 liters that I had in the other pack. Just poured it right in here. It's actually pretty full, so it's kind of interesting that these two bags, which are obviously very different dimensions, can hold very close to the same capacities. But there's still a little bit of space over here on the side. I think I can fit another couple liters in here. All right, so I was able to fit the full 35 liters in this bag. And that's what it looks like when it's fully packed. So now that we know the dimensions are pretty much spot on, I'll go into the comparison between these two packs. If you haven't seen the update video comparing the new version this year to the older version, I'll put a link to that in the description. Starting out by comparing the exterior features on these bags, which is almost identical in almost every aspect. They have the same front pocket, same gear loops, front, top, and side carry handles, and the same 2 side water bottle pockets. Other than just the basic dimensions and obviously the expandability, the only difference that I can see on the exterior between these two packs is the larger one has these 2 side compression straps as well as stowable backpack straps. These side compression straps are a nice feature on the larger bag. They do a good job on helping to squish the bag down and can be used for attaching gear if you put larger stuff in these side pockets. My only issue with this design is it can make the front of the pack look bulgy if you have stuff in the front and interior pocket on the lid side and kind of underpack the bag. But that's really an issue with the interior design pocket and nothing to do with the compression straps. Now coming around back to the carry system, the style and design is basically the same between these two packs, except these are detachable on the bottom and stowable. And there's a little weird quirk over here with this luggage pass-through sleeve on the 26+6 version. Smaller bag, not stowable, straps are permanently attached. It makes sense because it's really just using this bag only as a personal item. 35 liter version, the backpack straps, disconnect down here, fabric loop onto a plastic lobster claw buckle. These straps are going to stow inside this top pocket here, which isn't the luggage pass-through sleeve. This is a completely separate pocket, not connected to anything else. And because it has this extra sleeve, they changed the style of attachment on the larger bag. The small one, you can see they're just sewn right into the top of the pack here. On this larger one, they're connected together with a yoke and sewn in attached right behind this flap. It does kind of change the orientation of the straps. They're about the same distance, but these are more straight up and down. Well, the ones on the larger one kind of want to come out in more of an angle, which might be better for larger frames. Now I'll show you that anomaly I was talking about. On the larger bag, this fabric behind the luggage pass-through sleeve, you can see here it's sewn in on a different level than this top padding. So when you put the bottom padding down, these two are going to fit seamlessly right together with no ridge. However, for some reason over here on the smaller bag, you can see this fabric is now, instead of being sewn in below this top padding, it's sewn in right at the top level of this back padding. So this bottom padding doesn't sit down flush, and you can see it kind of creates a little ridge here. If you have this bag, let me know if yours does the same thing. I got this pretty early, so possible it could be a defect in the manufacturing. I'm really not sure why they would have done that. But that being said, this is the padding that's sticking out, so it's soft even though it's a little bit ridged. I didn't notice this on my back, so I suspect whether this is gonna bother you or if you're even gonna notice it or not is gonna depend on how tall you are and where this ridge sits on your back. Now coming around to comparing the interior design. Again, the biggest change on the smaller bag is they moved the expansion zipper from the lid side. Now it's down in the main compartment. And the 35-liter version is just 35, doesn't have an expansion at all. I like this update because I think it's easier to pack all your gear into just one larger compartment rather than splitting your gear into two small sections. My only problem with this design though is when they got rid of that expansion pocket, they also got rid of that large zipper pocket over here, and they just kept this middle one. So you can see over here on the side, this is just fabric. There's no capacity here. So when you have gear on this lid side middle pocket as well as the outside pocket, now you have all your gear just kind of squished up here in the middle of the bag. To show you what I'm talking about, this is the older version. You can see the zipper that just goes all the way around, basically just giving you a large, really easy to pack, kind of packing cube pocket. And now they got rid of that big one, but they just kept the middle one. So now I think we kind of lose some of the capacity and it makes it a little bit awkward to pack. It's not too noticeable in the smaller version, I think just because the bag is small. However, in the larger version, I think this issue was more pronounced, especially with those compression straps, because all your gear is just concentrated right here in the middle of the lid. And then to show you what I'm talking about, I'll put a couple of kind of medium weight button-up shirts in this inside zipper pocket. And I'll put the Cap 1 pouch in this front pocket. Now you can see this front pocket is bulging out from all that gear. I don't think I have an unreasonable amount of stuff in here, just 2 t-shirts in that small pouch. But because it's all squished down in the middle, kind of makes the bag stick out weird. It's especially noticeable if you don't have the interior main pocket full or if you don't have the sides packed out really full. And it kind of squishes the bag down and makes it look a little bit weird, I think. So now a quick summary on my thoughts on the upgrade. The lighter weight and this front zipper I think are improvements. However, the interior pocket design still needs some work. And there's that weird quirk on the luggage pass-through sleeve on the smaller bag. On the exterior, I think the zipper pocket is an improvement over just the regular sleeve. Not everyone's going to agree with this, but I think it makes this front pocket more functional by actually being able to secure your gear in here. The fabric gear loops I don't think are very useful for their intended purpose, which is attaching a day pack. I don't really see attaching a day pack to a bag that's already this small, especially because when you expand it, it's going to come out this way. So having another day pack on there is going to make this bag really, really long. It's going to throw off your weight distribution. However, if you wanted to add some shock cord here, this really thin bungee cord, attach it to the outside of these straps, I think you can give this bag some extra functionality by being able to strap a light jacket or a towel on the outside of your pack. For the location of the expansion zipper, I think your mileage will vary on whether you like this update or not, really depending on whether you like to put all your gear in one pocket or split it up, be more organized into 2 smaller pockets. I like it because it fits my packing style, just putting all my gear into one big main compartment. The lower weight is obviously an improvement. However, I think they got that largely by removing this large zipper here because zippers weigh a lot. And I would gladly have that original functionality back at the expense of that original weight. I really like this large zipper opening on the old model. Even if you couldn't expand this pocket, it's really just a big functional pocket that lets you use the whole volume on this lid side. And it's a great place for being able to store big flat items like button-up shirts or a light jacket. Well, in the update, we lose that large packing volume and we're just left with this little pocket, which is fine, except that it kind of competes with the volume here on the lid side, forcing you to pack all your gear kind of squished here in the middle. That bulginess is more noticeable on the 35-liter version, and really because you barely get any more capacity on the 35-liter over the 26.6. I think this design style really works better on the smaller version. This thing works perfectly as a personal item if you can get your gear down into 26 liters, and it has that expansion up to 32 if you need a little bit of extra space. That's all I have for this update on the Osprey 26.6 expandable Daylite compared to the 35-liter version, as well as some updated thoughts after testing these bags a little bit more. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions. And again, thanks for watching.